Hello there. We are live. My name is Tim Spakowski from Footsore North America. We're joined today with Mark Farr, Footsore UK, and Andy Hobday. How are you?
All good. All good.
Yep. What have you guys been up to?
Well, quite a lot, but I have to say, every day I've been hitting my Facebook and watching Lewis do his heroic 1066 walk in full male shirt, which is just bonkers with all his gear. Very, very impressive. I don't know whether it's a thing that the Europeans and the Americans will have seen, but obviously 1066, Battle of Hastings, very important part of British history. And Lewis was walking for a really good cause to raise awareness. There you go. I can manage a few syllables.
How much wine have you had?
Yeah, I was going to say, how much wine?
I'm only on the first bottle. He's done a cracking job. I have to say, personally, I'm really impressed with what he's done, and really pleased as well that Footsore is going to support him.
Yeah, I agree. We didn't know Lewis at all before all this, and we just came across his cause and what he was doing through the power of Facebook, and just blown away by it. I guess it's because what impressed me was, like what Mark says, he was walking in full male shirt and everything. It's about 4 stone it weighs, 5 stone, and that's heavy business. I mean, I before we bought Footsore, Mark and I used to do a lot of walking, and just imagine walking in all of that, for a day, let alone, I think he did 20 days, was it?
Yeah, something like that.
300 miles or something, which is just, just absolutely amazing. And then for a cause which is quite close to my heart, which is about men's mental health, and having support groups and having people there that can support them and help them and bring them out and to talk about it, which is what people need to do. We had to share it. It was just pretty fantastic.
Yep. Yeah, I was first time I ever heard of it, and I personally was very impressed. This guy is walking a lot, and I was asking, where is he staying? Where is he just staying at a cottage somewhere?
Well, that's the downside. I think he was staying in B&Bs and hotels and stuff. So he kind of, that's not a true migration down from Stamford Bridge, is it? I don't think they all stayed in B&Bs, did they, Mark?
No, not that I know of. Not I know of. I mean, but obviously Richard III stayed at the Blue Ball before his final battle. So there is kind of a precedent. There is kind of a precedence there. Yeah. And rumor has it that when William got over, he brought his own castles with him. So
yeah,
there's a precedent. We'll let him off.
I'm only kidding.
I know it's incredibly hardcore, I think.
Yeah, probably at that time they were staying in other people's homes without permission.
Without invitation. Yes, definitely.
Right. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So you were doing a figure of him?
Yeah, I thought it would be a really good thing to do. I actually rang him when he was on his walk, because I shared it, and then I dropped him a message through Facebook, and he was really quite keen to do it. So, because we were looking at ways that we could support him. I mean, we've donated some money, obviously, but then I thought, wouldn't it be really good to make a miniature of him in his gear? And then Mark and I had a chat, and yourself, Tim, and we said, what can we do? And we kind of just said, well, why don't we pay to have that sculpted and molded and produced, and then all the profits, because we still have to pay nasty tax on things after tax, will go to him, to his cause. Yeah. So we got Paul Hicks sculpting at the moment, and hopefully it shouldn't be too long. We should have it out sometime next month, I guess, and then we'll just put it up, and all the proceeds will go to Man's Health.
So everybody has to buy one.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So that's quite nice, because of course Mr. Hicks sculpted our Norman range anyway. So it'll fit in nicely with that, which is good. And obviously we did the Battle of Hastings deals as well. that you guys would have seen on our web store. And we've sold some of those as well, so even better, because we're going to use the profit from that to go to him as well. So it's all good. Mail order guys are crying a bit because they have to pick the deals, but
I don't know. You must be impressed with him, Mark, because you were being exceedingly generous with those deals.
I was, because I thought, well, it's very special. Obviously, the Battle of Hastings is very special for us. Poor downtrodden Saxons. But for Lewis to do that walk and achieve what he achieved in that kit is impressive himself. So it seemed like a good idea to spread the love, but only until to the end of this weekend, because I'm not that generous. So if you don't buy those deals by the end of this weekend, they're gone.
That's how big his generosity is, Tim.
Have you got a magnifying glass?
Awesome.
So that made the Footsore news. The other thing that's made another item that's made the Footsore news is some houses that you're building. Hovels, right?
Oh, me? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Cue the.
Yeah, cue the hovel. There we go. Yes. Not very well lit, is it? But there we go. This is the one I've shown off. This is my latest project in process, and this has been printed by George. Very, very kind of him. And it's a resin print, so it's pretty robust. I've got the other one here. This is the first. It's really bad on the camera, isn't it?
It is when you wave it around. Yes.
When you wave it around. This is the first one with the more of a stepped roof. If you haven't seen it, so the idea is these are going to be filled in, and the window, as you can see, go all the way through. They're going to be filled in, so they'll be like this one here, more like this. We're going to make a medieval village out of them. So this. I mean, these could be used for Saxon hovels as well, because it didn't really change drastically. Going forwards, they started to add more stone and shingled roofs and stuff. So someone's just put it's really robust. Clack, it's broken. Yeah. That normally that's right. Yeah, I tested it, Daniel. Don't worry. So the idea is that we will offer these complete. So, but I'd like to also offer them as downloads, I think, and try that. I'm not sure on that yet, because obviously it's all new and I'm old, new technology, and I'm an old man, so I need convincing. But I think the idea is we've written, or we're in the process of finishing off, a campaign for the Barons Wall. So it will be a series of linked scenarios, and they'll all be based around a village and different bits of the village and sections and other bits and pieces, and the village will be the village that will be in the campaign.
Fun.
So so we're going to have the whole village done. So there'll be hovels, there'll be other bits and pieces like crosses and wells and stuff, and there'll be another big piece and lots. I don't want to give it all too away, because I like to go to there and show the big reveal, but there's going to be quite a few different items, and also some scatter, some really quite cool scatter pieces, and some featured pieces. And Paul is currently sculpting a bunch of new figures to go with it. So there's not going to be loads of miniatures. It's but there'll be enough to make it quite interesting. So there'll be some specific characters for the scenario, and obviously if you've got a village, you're going to need some villagers as well.
Yeah.
So there'll be some villagers in there. Someone said animals. Yeah, there'll be some animals that will come with the buildings, because we'll have a pigsty and chickens and all of that kind of thing as well. I think Paul's currently sculpting a particular villager feeding the animals. And in the way the campaign will work is the more static villagers will be objectives. You can be able to use them as objective markers as well. And then there'll be some not so static villagers who will rise up and fight as well. So the leader of the villagers is going to be quite a character. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to it. And obviously there's some evil baddies in there, as there always is. So you'll be able to take. Excuse me, I think I've swallowed some of that resin while I was.
It wasn't cured.
You'll be able to use these few extra miniatures, but also use all the current Barons Wall miniatures as well. So that's the thing, because I think if we've done if you think back, the Barons Wall was just going to be one set of miniatures, which has become 2 set of miniatures, which is quite a big range. The rule book as well has grown out of what it was going to be. But it's worth it, Mark. Honest, it was good. And then I thought it'd be nice to come out with a campaign pack that you can, you can take those rules and give it a go, or you'll be able to play with other miniatures as well. So just take the campaign pack and play. So yeah, it's quite exciting.
Yeah, so I think sorry, Tim, I was just going to interrupt you. I was going to say, if you've seen what our playtesting photos and stuff, and the way we've played the Barons Walls, then the whole idea of having the village in these different scenarios just kind of fits in really, really well. So we're great believers in lovely miniatures, lovely painted, lovely scenery, lovely everything. So you get the whole loveliness of a project. So this is kind of like a nice step, and it's a good way for people to explore the Barons Walls rules as well. So that's good.
So it's October. What are you going to do to us with this?
With this, obviously I want to release everything now. That's not going to happen. I like to finish a project before we start a project. So I'd like to get the Barons Wall 2 all shipped out and everything. So that's going to be starting packing, I guess, soon. It's quite imminent. And we're going to send everything together.
Yeah.
Time. So everybody's. We might send. I think we're going to send Europe first, thanks to Mr. Johnson today.
Bless him.
Bless him. Brexit no deal. Good man. So we'll make sure the European ones have gone. So it doesn't. They'll get in under the wire. And the same. Then we'll do the next furthest one will be Australia and America, and then the UK. So within a week, they should all leave. Is the plan. Not a week of picking, Mark. I mean, when they're all done, when it's all finished, we'll send them over that week, won't we? So they'll all go at the same time.
They will be. I mean, the feedback we got from the Mythic Kickstarter was, everybody loved the stuff when they got it, but because we shipped the orders fairly randomly just when we had stuff, some people got theirs way early, and of course. We're all gamers. We're all war gamers. We all want our stuff at the same time, if not before anybody else. So, some people were a bit like, "Oh, where's mine?" And we did keep them waiting a few weeks. So, having learned from that, we are going to make sure that everything is picked and packed and good to go. And then, obviously, we don't want to break Royal Mail by sending it all out the same day. But there'll be chunks of it going out every day, all around the same time, to make sure that it's kind of all hitting around the same time. So that I think will be great for everybody, because I know that people will just be like opening the boxes and showing their stuff off to each other and generally having a great time, because it's all lovely stuff. So even I've been in the casting room and had a look at these nice new toy soldiers, and I've seen that many toy soldiers over the years. It's untrue, and I'm still excited by them. So that's a good sign, I say.
Yeah, and the book as well. It will be off to the printers shortly, and I just want to be interested and see what people think.
Well, having seen it, having seen what you sold on the Kickstarter as the alpha set of rules, and what they're actually going to get, I think everybody should just ship you an extra tenner.
Well, to be honest, it's you know, we said it was a £6 book, didn't we? It's probably would retail more about £15 to £20 now. So so it's you know, it's a good state. Hey, look, you know, we wouldn't be here, would we, without the guys who have backed us for Baron's War? Wouldn't Absolutely. Be where it is without the guys who backed us. So it's the very least we can do. I'm looking forward to it, and I think we're doing justice to the game and the figures.
Agreed. You know, I was slapping my head earlier because we've spent so much time playing it and really enjoying it, and you know, I'm hoping people are going to be enthused about it as the playtest team, because everybody's enjoyed it. Everybody's enjoyed it. So
yeah, but it's had to slow down though, hasn't it? At the moment, the testing. Well, we're not even testing now; we're just playing.
Well,
you know, there's no testing going on, is there? When you and George actually
fight
a game,
no,
it's got a bit serious these days.
We're stress testing the rules now.
Testing your friendship,
stressing George.
Jonathan Patterson has just asked, will Baron's War work with the Crusades? Absolutely. It's written to do that. The only thing you'll need is some army lists, which we're working on. So the next, I mean, once the Baron's War is out, we'll release. We're going to release Vikings, Saxons, Norman, Scots, Irish, Welsh, Islesman lists, and they will be for what people call the Dark Ages up to the medieval. So they'll go from 1067 to the Baron's War. So if you want to add Welsh and Scots and stuff to your medieval force, or have a force of Scots, you know, as they joined the French, you know, the king. I think it was King Andrew at the time, who might have been, came down. I can't even remember. It's because I'm seeing it. It's because I'm drinking wine. So just expect my recall this evening to be terrible. They came down and joined the French, the Scots. So we've included those. And then once it's out and that's released, the next big lot we're working on is going to be the Crusaders. So because we've got quite a large Caliphate range, it'd be foolish not to do rules for them. And you know, Paul and I have already started for next year. So there we go.
So Mythic, you mentioned Mythic, and you're close to shipping.
Yes, so we had it. Obviously, we wanted to make sure everybody got the Kickstarters first, because they were the people who put the money up front. But now everything's dropped into the main range, so will be good to start shipping at the end of the month. That's when we would kick it off. That's why we said we'd go live. We've had no customers come back to us and say that they haven't had their Kickstarter or anything like that. So we're
good
that everybody's got everything that they're supposed to have got, and so then we can actually drop it into the main range. So we'll be shipping obviously from the UK, and obviously Tim from the US at the end of the month. So that will get the Mythic stuff out there, and then working away quietly in the background, we've had Mr. Matt Bickley start to fill out the Heroes faction, because obviously when we went to market with the Kickstarter, we focused on the three main goals, the three main factions. That was our focus, and getting Trish to make all those lovely monsters and stuff, and then Stavros doing all the support stuff was nice, but we didn't have all of the characters and stuff done as we wanted. It just wasn't time to get everything that we wanted. So we've been going, and Matt Bickley's been filling in the back of the range. So we've got some absolutely beautiful heroes coming out. So if you feel that you're a bit hero light from the Kickstarter, fear ye not. There are some awesome miniatures on the way. that are, again, I mean, Fat Bickley never lets us down in any way, shape, or form. But these are just lovely and proper. You get these guys on the tabletop, and you'll go, yeah, this army's going to win just because I've got that awesome miniature in charge. So I will say no more other than say that they're all lovely, absolutely lovely.
When are you releasing them?
Well, the plan is that there will be after Mythic goes live at the end of the month on the Footsore web store, that we will then start dropping the characters in every month, so people can see them every month and add to it that way. So that will build it up quite nicely and get the, it means that we've always got something else coming out for Mythic, and not forgetting Mortal Gods, because we still haven't finished the Persian card deck, and I saw some of the sculpts today by Mr. John Robertson, who's doing the Egyptian Marines for us, and of course the Persian chariot. You have to have a chariot.
Can't wait.
And they're coming along nicely, to say the least, as well. So
he's the guy who did the Kushites, isn't he?
That's right. He's the guy who did the Kushites. Yeah, and I know we say that we were just referring to him as like just the Footsore sculptor, but he's if you go and look for his name, he's done loads of stuff.
I meant for Footsore.
Yeah, he's he's a great sculptor. So having him finish off the Persian range for us would be really, really nice. So there's definitely more for the actual basic Mortal Gods as well, which is good. Which then brings me on to, you tell me to shut up when you want, Tim, because
I'm sat here. I'm sat here drinking my wine for a change.
I'll just roll.
Good.
So
keep going.
Yeah, we've also been working with the GEMA on their Etruscan range. So sculpted by Stavros. So obviously the minis will have that Mortal Gods feel to them. He's done some beautiful stuff, and there's some weird stuff as well. I've obviously not explored the Etruscans enough, because there's some stuff in there. I went, really? Is that a historical figure? But apparently they are, and there's some cracking stuff in the range. And the plan with the GEMA is they're going to take the range to Kickstarter, but it will also be designed to be suitable for Mortal Gods as well. So they've designed the range so that it can be used for historical gaming, but also will be perfect for Mortal Gods as well. So don't ask me when the release date is, when he's going live with it, because I can't remember, but it can't be that far off, because I've shipped him a pile of tins, which is like the master figures for people who don't know the terminology, and he's sent those off to his figure painter to get them painted as well. So that won't be far away, and it's a cracking range. I mean, I'm pleased that he wants to work with us and have the Mortal Gods logo on his range of miniatures. So that's quite exciting as well.
Yeah.
So that's probably all I can say for now
about his stuff.
Yeah, about his stuff. Yeah, but lovely ancients. I like his stuff.
Someone's asked for samurai riding on dinosaurs.
Yeah, raptors.
Samurai on raptors.
Can we have raptor? We call them raptor sands.
No.
Okay. I was getting all excited about the idea then.
Maybe on cold ones.
Yeah.
I can get with that.
Yeah, could do that.
Yeah. Someone asked. Sorry, just going back, Tim. Someone's asked. I'm trying to read the
me too.
And as we go, someone's asked about a release date for Baron's War.
Right.
Where was it? There we go. Eduardo Laura says, any given date for Baron's War release, as in Horizon? Yes. Well, the stuff that Paul and I have done via Kickstarter will be released by Footsore again. That's the idea. but it won't be released, I don't think, until next year. So it will be early 2021. We have to get it all over to Tim.
Yeah.
So Tim can get all the molds made, etc. So that will have to happen. And we need to make sure that all of the backers have all of their pledges delivered safely and they're happy. So that will take probably the rest of this year for them to all go. And then we'll deal with anything end of December, January, I think.
Yeah.
Rules-wise, the rules, once I promised all the backers, once the rules go to the printers, we will send out the PDF, the digital PDF to them all. So everybody who backed the Kickstarter, even for £1, will get a digital copy of the rules as soon as possible. And then the bun fight will start, I'm sure. Over the rules, so that will hopefully that will be either the end of this month or the beginning of next. It's imminent, once we're happy with the layout. So that will go out there, and then I think the rule book again. I think the rule book's not going to be released until early next year.
Physical print copy.
Yeah,
the physical print copy. Yeah. I might. I don't know. I'll ask the guys because doing the Kickstarter, I see it as it's an hour project. So everybody who got involved and backed it, they're part of the project. So there's like nearly 700 people all in all, and I think we need to ask them if they're okay once they have their digital copy, if we were able to make it available. And if the answer is no, then everybody will have to wait. They should have backed it. That seems fair to me.
Yeah. Well, I think that most people will want them to be out there so that they got plenty of people to play against.
Yeah.
And I think we have tried to test them to destruction. Sorry, I have tried to test them to destruction. So I think that the sooner they're out there and the sooner people are playing with them, the better. Let's start getting feedback as well, because no set of rules survives first contact with the players. So I'm sure we'll need to do some explanations and stuff. That is the nature of the beast. So I'm confident that people are going to like them. Go on, Tim.
Andy and I spoke earlier about going over the rules on having a video conference or maybe possibly live or something like that. So that will be there as well to help with a nice overview. I think it's really nice if we do an overview. And
I think you're right. Yes, definitely. We should do a big Q&A when people have got it. Right. I've also, behind me, I have a whole pile of video kit that I bought. Not like I've not got enough, Mark. But before we all got locked up, I was going to set up an area at Footsore and we were going to shoot loads of video.
Yeah.
So I am 1,000,000% intended to do a whole bunch of sporting videos, how to play, battle reports. We'll even, if we leave it set up, if we get questions come in, we'll even go and shoot some videos showing how to play it out, the questions. So instead of just talking about it, we'll do some demo stuff as well. So that's the plan. And just to do a whole load of, I don't know why people want to see people play games. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm a bit odd in that way.
I think it's our age.
Yeah, but it's really into it, aren't they?
Yeah.
So
I mean, some of the feedback we got from Mortal Gods, wasn't it, was that people would have liked to have seen it being played. And actually, we've been really well supported by a few of the guys out there on the internet who have done unboxings and play testings and stuff. And there's some cracking stuff out there.
I need to go and find. I'm sorry, it's because I have drunk wine, but not a lot, by the way. I have to say, but
maybe
it doesn't
start.
It doesn't take.
If you're not used to drinking much, it doesn't take a lot.
Nothing at all. I'd be out.
Be out, yeah.
the battle report by Modelling for Advantage.
Yes,
we just had come up. The guys at the Family of Gamers, 777 Gamers, they did a
really good job.
Real great thing. Yeah, I love that. And
I wanted to say thank you to the person that sent me the videos about that as well. And I do want to say thank you. I get I get a lot of messages daily, so I'm sorry if I've taken a long time to reply. But I saw it. It was really cool.
Yeah, I thought so too. But the right, I thought the guys were quite funny. Maybe it's an English thing. They're very, very English humour in the way they played. I watched the battle report and I thought I would love to play a game with these guys. You know, so I enjoyed it. And even they said they've got a couple of things not right. Yeah, that's fine. It was the first time they played. You know, I played Mortal Gods. I still don't get it right, and I was involved in writing it. So. But it was great. So yeah, between Andrew's just popped up now actually.
Yes. Thank you, Andrew.
You know, family between 777 Family Gamers and who were the first to jump on, and then these guys. It's really good. But we will. I promise we will shoot some Mortal Gods video. I really do promise that, because when Baron's War is out and we've done some stuff, we're going to go back next year and revisit Mortal Gods and do some cool stuff for it, you know. So we got some plans already for 2021 for Mortal Gods. So we will definitely be shooting video for it.
Yeah. And then I think it's disappeared off my feed now, but one of the chaps said Mythic expansion for Mortal Gods, and kind of yes it is, but it was deliberately designed so that you can take a Mortal Gods force and play it against a Mythic force. You need more troops, so you need to spend more points, but you can take a Mortal Gods force and fight a Mythic force. So you know, that's it. That was the way it was designed. So, you know, that's yeah. And probably if you're an ancient Greek and a Hydra turned up, you'd just go, "Oh, that's not a surprise, is it?" You know.
They are beautiful miniatures. I have them pretty much all cast and ready to go. And
do you know what? Sorry, Tim. I just talked all over
again. Maybe I need to start drinking.
Yeah, I actually think, you know, like reading ancient Greek stuff and researching it like we did, I think if a Hydra actually turned up, I don't think they would be that surprised. I think they'd be surprised that there was a Hydra, but I actually think they believed Hydras existed. So, you know, that's what I think is quite funny.
So I see Michael Margerson. Pardon me if I'm butchering your last name. Yeah, just a couple of idiots fumbling through a war game. We're in good company then. So.
Yes, that's how we do it.
Yeah, we've been fumbling for a long time.
Before lockdown, we play regularly on a Wednesday night, and it's embarrassing, isn't it, Mark?
Yeah, good job we didn't video that.
We can't video it because the language is very coarse, particularly one member of our gaming group who's very funny with it, but it's definitely not safe for work.
Yeah, it's I don't know anybody who can string a sentence of expletives together the way he can, and it's still, and there's no proper connection in any of the words, but you understand exactly what he means and what he's getting at. It's a very special skill.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there we go.
Tim would like him.
Yeah. You would. You need to come over and play, Tim.
As soon as we can fly over there.
Never. You'll be closing the borders soon, I think.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
After November the 3rd.
Yeah.
Anyway, move on. So we've answered all those questions, I think, haven't we? But I know that just the last thing on the Barons War, everybody's really keen for it. We're really keen to get it out there, guys. I can see everybody's, oh, where is it? I want to start playing. You know, because it's been a kickstarted and all of that stuff, we've been very open and talked about it a lot. So it's a bit like we've been extending the pain and the expectation, but it is coming.
Yep. Yeah. More ways than one.
Yeah,
and I think I pretty much have all the masters here for Barons War 2. I believe so. So,
yep. I hope so.
Yep.
Yeah, someone else is manufacturing them then, Tim. Yeah, if you haven't got them.
Yeah, Tim, I needed to talk to you about that.
That's right. Yeah.
So that's I'm just going to take over hosting for a second. So that's what's going on this side of the pond. Tim, what's going on over there?
Oh, well, let's see.
Seamless.
It's seamless, man. I tell you, we were meeting regularly and discussing and working over our modern rules, which I'm very excited about. We've teamed up with a wonderful gentleman, and very, very excited. And it's really neat to be able to make the set of rules that I actually want to play, and be a part of that. That's really neat.
Cool.
I would look to that for possibly in the first quarter next year. Hopefully sooner. We'll see.
Yeah. As we know, with all of these things, different things can happen, can't they? So it's good that you're reticent to commit to a date. Because
there's no commitment. But that ties in with a lot of things for next year. I already have planned several modern Kickstarters for next year. And we are diligently working on a French Indian War Kickstarter. And there's some lovely things there and that, which I'm very, very excited. Glenn Kapheim, my mate, he has really been spearheading this project because I couldn't, because of just the other things that's going on here.
Yeah.
Working, Tim. Yes. Working.
Yeah.
Working for a living.
Yes, that's right. Finally, right? More vehicles are coming out as we speak.
There was sorry, I'm interrupting you again, Tim. Some of the stuff I've seen that you guys have painted and shown recently, they're lovely. They're just like, and they look like proper wall beasts. They're some really good stuff. I have to say, I'm really impressed with some of the stuff that you guys are researching and making at the moment. It is absolutely gorgeous. It's not really me. If it's not a sword and a shield, I'm not normally interested. But I have to say, looking at some of these big chunky vehicles, that I'm like, I do think they are actually very, very impressive. So,
well, I hope to have really good pictures of some that I've painted up with a nice board for display. I just ran out of time today, but when I design vehicles, I design them how I want them, and I put in a lot of extra bits, extra turrets, extra stuff, because I don't personally feel that you should have to pay more or extra for other things that should be on that vehicle regardless. As a gamer, as a modeler, a lot of times I would buy a vehicle, say from a company, and there wouldn't be certain things with that vehicle that I'd have to source out or look for, in bigger scales, 1/48 scale or whatever. Like, nope, I'm not going to do that. So when you get a vehicle, it's got a lot of bits to it. And I'm starting now to enjoy making vehicles. It can be a lot of work. It really can. So
I can imagine.
Yep.
Yeah, I always thought. I mean, I think you're right about like the vehicles and the accessories and stuff like that. I always thought, back in the day when I was big 1/72 World War II fan, and I got I've probably got more tanks than were actually fielded, but I always thought somebody would corner the market if they did a really good tank kit.
More tanks than were actually fielded in the war.
Good man.
I have a lot of tanks.
Good man.
Half of my house is boxes of toy soldiers. But I also thought if somebody was doing like the 1/72 scale kits and stuff, that they would absolutely corner the market if they had like visible tank crew, they had stowage, they had the weapons options, and all that kind of those bits and pieces. Obviously, most of it you probably wouldn't use on most of the vehicles, but you would have to have them because you'd want all the bits and all of the stuff. But everybody used to keep obviously the plastic kits, just keep the models quite clean. So yeah. So I'm a big fan of all the extra gubbins that you need on vehicles.
Yeah, me too. And I try to think of everything, and I'm always asking myself, what else can I make? What else isn't been made? Or I don't care. What can I make? What can I? So that's a challenge. So I'm always looking for ideas, just to make that table look better and may have that add some more realism. Because I love modeling, so I come from that background, and I'd like to put that onto the table. So the tables look like vignettes, living dioramas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. That's exciting.
Let's see.
Well, there's loads of stuff in the feed here. Actually, you mentioned French-Indian Wars, and it lit up a bit. Someone said, make them feral, make the regulars a bit informal, going native at the edges, and the French. I can't say those words. I'm not excited about this. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like it, William. That's cool. Traders in canoes, etc. So people are keen.
I'm telling you, we have something. Well, a couple things that will be part of that. That is blowing up. It's just beautiful. It's a lot of work.
Cool.
And
the bits I've seen are lovely.
I'm very excited.
I've not seen anything.
Well, it's on a need to know basis.
You've been busy writing.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
You've been busy writing.
Yeah. And Daniel's quite right. There's no structural integrity to my house at all anymore. It's just held up by boxes as opposed to holders.
Is that why you're moving?
Yeah.
So Andrew, Jason, I hope that's Jason. Can you give an overview of the modern rules? What's the game about? It's about it's platoon or smaller. It's not company size. I personally don't like company size rules. If you're going to play company, in my opinion, you could go at a smaller scale. That's where micro armor works and stuff like that, or 15 mil. But I am more of a squad-based skirmish game, and that is definitely what the main part of those rules are. And what I'm excited about it is that it is a starter for other genres, and so we're working very hard with it, and I'm wanting to make it right and do it right and bring in real world experience with some things and how we can apply that to the table without getting bogged down and playing like squad leader and counting. I mean, not that it's not going to be at that level, but it's going to be at a level where you get that feel. And the most important thing for me when playing a game, and I've said this before, is to get your imagination going. So in your mind, as you're playing on this table, you are as excited about what you see in your mind. If it's you feel like you're in a movie or an adventure or something like that, that's the most important thing for me. So how do you translate that?
I agree. Yeah, totally. Narrative play is the thing for me. I really, we've had this. I'm sure we've had this conversation before. We've definitely had this conversation off camera. I don't know if we've had it on camera, but yeah, I want to play narrative games where I'm immersed in it's exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I have a lot of ideas, but because that I'd love to do stuff remotely, and have stuff going on in one remote location than the other, and depending upon just fun stuff.
Yeah.
Immersive.
Yeah.
But that's about all I can say right now as far as.
That's good. Well, I think playing in different rooms will be a COVID reality for you, Tim. So, yeah.
Well, it will get me out of my basement.
Yeah. So that's good. Somebody's asked a quick question about Gangs of Rome. No, it doesn't play like Mortal Gods. It's a different beast altogether, and you get different things from it. And it was one of our first games, so we will at some point go back and just tidy it up. So we've got somebody working on that as we speak. So it's a different game. It is literally about your gangs of fighters, so it's very small unit action and stuff. But there's always a lot going on in Rome. So very very different. But again, it's a game that we are personally very proud of. So yeah, we're dead.
It's crying out for a proper campaign, set of campaign rules, which is what we're working on. So that's the big thing for it. It's a lot more detailed than Mortal Gods. And we're talking about narrative. It's very much a narrative game, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
very much.
And we have a how to play Gangs of Rome video. We did actually do that. You entertain everybody while I go and find it.
Oh goodness! And so, where is this hosted at?
Yeah. This was made when we first started, wasn't it?
Oh.
Yeah. We've got we this is what we wanted to do for everything, but we got
way late.
We got distracted because we're easily distracted.
Yeah.
Well, you find
I'm
this
going to go and
on
find the link. I'm going to find the link now.
YouTube channel?
Yeah. Anybody watching will notice I'm not doing anything because I'm not computer literate at all, while everybody else is letting their fingers run around the keyboard like crazy.
Here we go.
Look at that.
It's like I know what I'm doing. Just for you, Michael. Gangs of Rome. Gangs of Rome. How to play. Oh, wait until you see. You can tell how much I've had to drink when you wait to see this comes up. Look how I spelt that.
For the right dollar, sure.
Dear.
Oh, goodness.
There we go. I'm not really that drunk. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I know.
Fun.
It's been a long week again.
It has been a long week. There we go. So that should that takes you through. You have to listen to me, unfortunately, droning on, and then it ends with a battle report at the end. So there's actually a game in there as well. There we go.
Yeah, and it's good stuff as well. So yeah, well, worth a watch.
Worth a watch if you're interested in Gangs of Rome. So there we go. Yeah. Oh, sorry. What were we talking about? I just slightly derailed that then, didn't I? Because I got overexcited.
We talked about whether Gangs of Rome was different to Mortal Gods, which it is. Previous to that, we'd just been talking about Tim's Moderns. And he nearly gave me the whole thing away. You know, I was nearly there going. That's kind of both sides of the Atlantic covered, isn't it? Really. And you know, again, we've sat here and waxed lyrical, and it's good to get people's input on what they think about what we're doing. But you know, we're always open to ideas and taking things on board. We try and be. We are a little selective, but when we're working on and developing stuff, we do share it with quite a lot of people actually, and bless them all, they do get excited but keep it to themselves.
And they're brutally honest, aren't they?
And they're brutally honest, yeah, which is always a good thing. Brutally honest here. Positive feedback, I think we like to call it, but yeah. But you know, if people got questions and that, this is a brilliant forum to ask, and you know, and just generally get in contact and speak to us. You know, we'll always do what we can to help. Right at the start, I think somebody asked about the Footsore deals and that we've done for the again, to go back to 1066.
I wish we could go back to 1066, Mark.
Yeah, because if we would, I'd be there, stood on top of the hill, going, "Just stay here, lads. Just stay here. You don't want the next."
Or just let's just retreat down this hill for a bit and rest for a day or two, and then we'll have another go.
Yeah, and then we'll have another go, and we'll kick them back into the sea, because what comes after is just not worth it. So yeah, some people, Andy and I are on several different Facebook groups and stuff, and I was waxing lyrical the other day about the changes in attitude to land ownership after the Norman invasion and stuff like that, and it just goes bonkers. So yeah, so deals, yes. You know, it was great. To be fair, one of the other guys we worked with put the Norman and Anglo-Saxon deal together for us, and I just looked at it and went, "Yeah, that's great. We'll do that." And you know, also we're really keen on supporting clubs and stuff and events and that. So you know, always get in touch. I can't guarantee I'll give you the moon on the stick, but I will give you something. You know, that will help your club or your event. So you know, get in touch, because you know we are gamers. We love it. We like to support you guys. You know, and if we can do something, that gets more toy soldiers on the table, then we're up for helping and supporting that.
So Jonathan Pattison has a question: when does the Great Christmas Bonanza giveaway start?
That would, if there was going to be a Christmas 2020, Jonathan, then we would be giving loads of stuff away. However, I've cancelled Christmas.
Crap.
We'll have to see. It could be a very different Christmas.
Isn't it the last big hurrah before we disappear into the sea over here?
Yeah. The land is tilting, the seas are rising. We're about to sink under the waves.
Yes, we'll do. Yeah, I'm talking for Footsore here, Mark. I'm talking for you. But if I don't, no one will get anything.
That's true.
We definitely going to do some deals.
Yeah,
we do every year, don't we? So send us some ideas. Maybe that for a change. Otherwise, you'll just get
that would be nice.
Yeah, send some ideas through. At the end of the day, it's all about community, isn't it? So tell us what you guys would like.
I know you'd like to hear from people from North America.
Yeah. We know you'd like it all for free. That's not going to happen. No. But if you can give us some ideas, happily support that.
Yeah.
And Josh Potter says Christmas is overrated. My Christmas is called
Adepticon. Yeah.
Oh, well,
that's it, Josh. Well done. Well, Andy and I would like to get over to that side of the Atlantic at some point.
We were coming, weren't we? So, we were going to come this year.
Yeah.
I think that's why someone made the pandemic, so we can actually get over.
Yeah. Keeps out of North America. Yeah. Probably wise. But yeah. Yeah. We're all good, and we're always, like I say, we're open for feedback. Yeah. Can I have it all for free, though? The answer I'll tell you now is no, because I'm in charge. Mr. Hobday, you'll give it away. Tim will give it away, but
that's why I was removed. I've been removed from anything of importance.
just no. But yeah, so yeah, and some really nice comments, guys. Andrew, yes, thank you. We'll keep trying to put great games out. That's that's our plan. And I've probably said this before, but we've always got projects bubbling under, and then something will come to the surface, and we'll go, why haven't we got on and done this, finished this before? Or so we've got some cracking stuff coming out.
I think the thing is, Tim mentioned it earlier when he was talking about his moderns. Tim's creating a set of modern rules that he wants to play. And that's kind of our mantra, isn't it? All the rules that we release are games that we enjoy playing. And we actually thoroughly play test everything. And I'm not saying we're perfect. The way that it translates from the gaming table to the rule book is not always right. We make mistakes, but we're happy to put our hands up and clarify that and discuss it. But the idea is we're releasing games that we want to play in the style that we want to play. So if you like those games, that's great. We're never I'm not writing or creating games in my head thinking, I think we said this last time, what's the mass appeal? What can we write to make the most money? We're trying to write games that we think people would like to play, and what will happen is those games will attract like-minded people. So that's what we're doing. So if you like them, that's great.
Yeah. And, we like to work with good people. I've spent many hours in the car this week driving around talking to people. Off to see Matt Bickley to pick up some sculpts and stuff with him and talk to him about some future projects. And we also have been off to see some other people as well. We've been to talk to a chap called John Wigley, who some of you may know. If you don't, go and look him up, because we might be doing something with him. So
I think we've gone past the might be bit, haven't we?
We better be doing something.
Yeah, but you know me, I think I don't give anything away, and we're just working with loads of great people who are doing some great stuff for us.
Yeah.
So so it's all we definitely are enjoying it as hobbyists, with people who started on the outside of the industry, shall we say, just as customers, to be able to do the stuff that we're doing and talk to the people. It might be, yeah, and talk to the people that we do and work with the people we do. It's a dream come true. It's like it's the fact that I can walk into my factory and cast my own toy soldiers is awesome, and the fact that they might be sculpted by Paul Hicks because we asked him to is even better.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I was thinking about that today, and it's just we are creating toys that we would want as when we were younger, and now we have the ability to create them today. And Mark, you were talking earlier this week, and going over the craziness of things, and we say, well, we do this for the love of it, the love of the hobby, the love of playing with toy soldiers, and the love of it. So that's why we do this. That's what inspires us.
Yeah.
And that I can't speak for you, but definitely that's what inspires me is the love of it.
Yeah. Yeah. The only other job I would do instead of doing what I'm doing now, but I haven't got the nose for it, is a wine taster.
Oh.
You don't, yeah, but that would mean you'd have to savor it, Mark.
Oh.
Let's be honest.
Right. In that case, I'm in the correct job. It's all good.
So John Wigley's come on and questioned you there, Mark. He says might be. I think we've gone far past the might be
we have
scenario, and we're accelerating rapidly now. I think we pushed the big red button this week. So hopefully, if all the moons align for the rest of this month, we'll have an announcement at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So Andrew mentions he's saying that Adepticon possibly won't be in 2021, but talks about Footsore Con. So that was one of my things that I wanted to do this year and have it based in St. Louis. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, so we're pretty central. And I do not see why St. Louis cannot have a big con to attract, gamers all around. And so that is definitely on my to-do list. Hopefully next year, that would be really neat. So
what I would like to do, and I've never done it because I don't think it might just be me who thinks it's a good idea. But I'd like to rent a hotel for the weekend in the UK and put a couple of conference rooms in a hotel, put on a bunch of tables, bunch of games, and play a load of futsal games.
Yeah.
And over the weekend, and then we, as part of the ticket, we'd sell, rooms as well.
Right.
And just have a big get together and play games and have dinner and drink beer in the bar and play.
Right.
That kind of thing really appeals to me. I mean, I really just enjoy playing. So, and I'm a really good loser as well. So,
which is handy.
To play against. It is handy.
Right.
Yeah. So I just thought that would be quite a cool thing to do. Good event.
Yeah.
But then the problem is though, if you hire a hotel with a conference room and hotel rooms, I don't want people to feel like we're doing something that is only available for people who can afford it. You know what I mean?
It doesn't want to be exclusive. Yeah.
No, I definitely don't want it to be exclusive. Maybe we talk to the hotel and they let us use the rooms and people come and play.
Yeah.
And you can stay over if you want, if that's the choice as well.
Yeah. Inclusive, not exclusive.
So John,
inclusive,
Josh Potter talks about St. Louis, a great location. There's a couple cons here in St. Louis. But personally, though, I don't see why we could not have an Adepticon size con here in St. Louis. We have the space, we have the gamers, and it's very central. And I think it's a wonderful idea.
Do you know what, Tim? It's a great idea, but you haven't got enough pairs of hands. You would need to get somebody else to help you organise that.
You're bloody right. I do.
I mean, having been on the sharp end of a few Golden Demons games days, Warhammer events, to make it look smooth, there's a lot of stuff going on, And so it's not just the idea of going to the bar and drinking beer that attracts me to Andy's idea as a starting point, because you learn a lot from doing it in manageable chunks. So we could just open up your basement and get a few gamers in.
Oh yeah.
To start with.
Yeah.
I'm joking about that. I was expecting your face to drop then, but no, you just like, yeah, cool.
No. It's plenty of room.
But we should definitely, we talk about being inclusive and we talk about getting people involved. And when we did Gangs of Rome and stuff, we did actually go over to Derby and use Boards and Swords, their top floor, and they were great hosts for us.
Great venue.
Great venue and a good, just a great shop. So if you're ever within easy reach of Derby, you should definitely go and visit. It's easy to find as well. And they looked after us so well, and we got a good group of people in who were all keen to play test and all really constructive. That's the word I'm looking for. And more stuff like that is the kind of stuff we'd be doing. The challenge I have, we think, is we've kind of grown a bit, and being able to do that as well as everything else becomes a challenge. And just making sure all of the toy soldiers go out to the right people at the right time becomes a bit more of a priority. But we need to get back to that and doing more stuff with people. Yeah, in my opinion.
My friend Lynn Stahl from Metalhead Minis, she was going to do a con this year, and I believe that got canceled, of course. But that's in St. Louis. It was a nice, well, not in St. Louis City, but it was within the area, and it would have been a nice location to have it. So I definitely agree. I think it needs, we should do it and have something like that. Yep. And I agree. I can't do it all. No. No more. I will not be allowed to take on any more projects.
Yeah, well, if your wife is watching upstairs, she'll be going,
oh no, no, I can't take on any more. But my main thing is pushing through getting everything painted really nice and Glenn is doing it as well for French Indian War, and then getting everything painted up for our modern stuff. That's my thing. That's my focus.
Good. Gotta be.
And then Samurai on Dinosaurs. So,
I'm kind of liking it now. I'm more like fish demons and stuff. I've spoke to John Wigley about this. I would, like all the Japanese fish demons and octopus demons and that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I would like to do. I don't like the Oni and all the typical demons that you see in Japanese folklore. I know it's a jump from dinosaurs, but you see where I'm going with this.
Sure.
If it's going to be fantastical, but I like the smaller, more nasty spirit type of things.
Yep. Same here.
John drew a great fish demon with a spear. It's a brilliant picture. So that one day we will definitely do that. And I said only if he does me an octopus, so we can make an octopus demon fighting with loads of swords.
Oh, well, he's definitely tapped into something, because the style and this art is just amazing, and it definitely moves me, and it gets that imagination going. It's just amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
William James said, "Are we done with the Dark Ages?" No. No, William, we're not done with the Dark Ages.
No. I hope not, because that's what I like.
Yeah, well, we make what we like, so.
That's right. Well, I think we've pretty much covered the gamut of what we wanted to talk about. Can you think of anything else before we shut this one down, Mark?
I can't think of anything else. I think we've kind of covered everything. So hopefully there's been not too many surprises for you, Tim, and you, Andy, with all the stuff I've said, because I'm sure I've discussed it all with you before. So yeah, for me, I think that's a good point to call it a day, unless anybody else has got anything super where we go, oh, and there's one more thing.
Well, okay, I will say it again. Michael, I did read your comment earlier and I forgot about it, but you're asking about Carthaginian cards.
Yes. Yeah. We spoke about this before, not before today, but another one of these streams. There's a few Greeks that we want to finish off. We want to finish off the Boeotian League. So we've got the Thebans and the Thespians and all of those dudes in there. And then turn the Spartan offer and the Athenian offer into the two leagues. So like with the Delian League, etc. So, and that would finish all the Greeks, and that, we have the Boeotian League done. We just need to put it into cards and release it. Yeah. So that's definitely in the plans. And then also we want to do a set of cards which will hoover up all of the stuff that we talked about, and we've kind of released, like Greek cavalry, some of the characters like Thetis, etc. Those kind of things. Some more Persian characters, just to fill those gaps. Of Strategoi we want to put in there as well, so a different kind of type of Lycurgos. And also in that deck, I want to add a huge chunk of agnostic gifts that anybody can take. So that will be, and elephants, Andrew, yes, but we will flesh out the versions
too, Andrew.
Yeah, totally. I think we need to put an elephant in, and that those are the next two decks, and then we'll do the Etruscans to go with Agima's release, and we will then do things like the Carthaginians. We will kind of do that other belt. We'd probably do some Celts because they came down, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I think that would be mostly. I'm not going to say that will be it, and we'll never do anything else, but that will be the majority. And then we can go in, and I'd like to do some specialist groups. So we would do Cretan archers. Tribali for Daniel. I will do them, Daniel, because you keep asking very well. Radaean slingers, maybe some Argonauts, but not the Jason ones, but some hoplites from Argos, etc. So we can then go in and start bringing in some really characterful stuff, and that's what Mortal Gods will be. And then the next thing will be Troy. So I definitely want to do Troy. Well, I say we'll be saying it in a way that's kind of, are we doing it? Yes, we are, because we've written most of it. We just need to do the army lists with the help of Richard Seven.
Yeah.
So
he's a very knowledgeable man.
He's a very knowledgeable man, and we're also talking to someone else to do a deal around that. And if we do Amazons, Michael, they will probably go in that bit. They'll either go in Mythic or in Troy, because that's where they would fit. And we'll also expand Mythic, because there's a load more monsters that we need to add into Mythic that Trish has already started.
Yeah, there's one monster complete already. The second one is probably 2/3 done. So
yes. So there's Trireme. Sarissa had done a Trireme.
Yeah, I was going to say Sarissa makes one.
Yeah,
use Sarissas. That's perfect. So that's the Mortal Gods thing, and this will be from now to into next year. So that will cover all of that. So that's the plan for Mortal Gods. So there's lots going on for that.
In fact, when you think about everything that we got going on, we're actually probably talking not just next year, but into the year after as well with some of this stuff, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so with Mortal Gods,
Yeah. So there's a lot of there's a lot going on.
I've had this idea as well for Mortal Gods of what I want to do to make it a lot more community based, and we'll talk about that more at a later date. But what it will do is it will enable more people to play more easily. So God, I won't drink wine again.
Have some more.
I think we need a big community hub next year, and we need a way that people can interact better with the game.
Yeah.
So that's my goal for next year.
Yeah, because you just look at the feed we got tonight talking, and every time we do this, we get fantastic ideas, and people want some great stuff. And again, it's that whole trying to get it all together somewhere where we can all talk and it can all, you know, we can all bounce off each other and come up with great ideas. So yeah.
Yeah, and there's loads of people I want to play games against in Mortal Gods. So I'd love to do, you know, even if it's not the hotel, do a Mortal Gods day at some point when we can all get back together and just play loads of Mortal Gods. You know, that would be really cool. You know, I'd really like that, and we could, because it's quite a quick game. You could get a number of games in a day, and we did a weekend of it. That would be a good laugh, wouldn't
it? Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I just think, you know, if the prep's done, you can be in, have a game really quickly, go and have a cup of tea, and crack on with your next game, and you know, like I say, getting half a dozen games. That'd be great to see. You know, by the end of the day, where everybody's got, and you know, just make it really good fun and exciting. So yeah, because you know, it's quick and easy. It's designed that way. You know. So, yeah.
I like Josh Potter's recipe for success. Drink wine, stay up late. We forgot chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate's good.
Yeah. Well, Andy, and do you have anything else before we call it?
No, not at all. I'm very, you know, we've talked a bit about the Barons War. I'm just very excited and focused on that, really.
Yep.
This is the last thing on that. We talked about the abilities earlier. It's ended up with about 120 abilities, Mark, hasn't it?
Yes.
So in the book, we started with 40.
Yeah.
So
that's almost triple.
Yeah, it's almost tripled. So that was the last chunk. So I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Great.
And I have to say, I've really enjoyed playing the Barons Wars rules. So, you know, and for me, anybody who knows me will know I'm a square-based, die-hard Warhammer and Warhammer Ancient Battles player. And I've only recently moved to these skirmishy type games, but I'm loving them. I'm really enjoying it. So I think it's got something for everybody. You know, and I'm actually, because I'm really sad, I'm really looking forward to getting my hard copy in my hands again. Even though I've played it and I know the rules inside out, I really want that rule book. So yeah.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you for taking the time to listen to us and making comments. We really do enjoy doing this, or we wouldn't be doing this. We do it for you guys. So at any time, send us emails or comments or messages with things that you'd like to see, or, you know, we talked about deals and holiday deals and all that sort of stuff. We're here to we definitely listen. So with that, I hope everyone has a great weekend. And gosh, I hope I can get some pictures up within either tonight or tomorrow for some vehicles I've been painting up, and nice terrain board for that. So I'm excited about that. Got nothing else. So everyone, thank you. Thanks a lot for joining.
Take care, guys.
Yeah, have a great weekend and stay safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Stay safe.